I believe that disorganization is a better way to learn and gives you a better learning experience than total organization. Of course, you can also learn from organization, but a more natural process is better than a process with a main structure. This applies to everything, like school, social life, and even sports. When it comes to sports, I believe that unorganized soccer is a better way to grow as a soccer player than organized soccer. As a kid growing up and playing soccer in the United States way of things, I can say without a doubt that I have grown as a soccer player, and even as a person, as that is part of soccer here. I was lucky enough to have been coached by many great coaches, one of them being a coach that coached the United States national team in the World Cup. Traveling to other states and competing against other teams from out of state is great too, as the teams have a different playing style so that as players we aren't used to playing one style all the time. There are practices 3 times a week and games on the weekends, which helps me grow as a soccer player and definitely does not damage or harm my development at all. But as I mentioned before, sometimes organization is not the best way to learn. When I went to Mexico to visit my relatives, I went to a country club of sorts there with my cousin. I asked him if he could play soccer. He said sure, and we went down to a small soccer field to try to start our own game. To my surprise, there was already a pickup game going on. We asked if we could join, making it 4v4. Before I came to play, I considered myself at least average, maybe a little better when it came to my soccer abilities compared to the other guys my age in the United States. After the game, I considered myself way below average because of how good the other guys were. To give you a perspective of how good they were, one of them there was called up to play for the U16 national team, but was not even the best one there. How the other guys there weren't recognized yet, I don't know. After we played for maybe an hour, I asked the other guys how often they played, and they answered me with every day as much as we can. They also said the only reason why they stopped was to eat lunch. They told me they'll be back later if I wanted to play again. I said of course, and we ended up not only playing that day, but on other days that I returned to that country club. Compared to the United States players, the ones I played with down in Mexico were better, even though there are no teams and practices, except for if you get spotted and get the chance to play with the U teams of a professional team. Brazil, for instance, the team that has won the most World Cups, proves that this organization is not needed at all to succeed, considering that they're